Good afternoon, YouTubers. Well, I'm on the roof and I'm doing a little bit of sunbathing. It's not particularly brilliant day, but the sun's shining. There's a bit of cloud and a bit of wind around, but I hear it's been quite wet in the UK. It's been raining quite a lot, from what I can imagine. 2:45, so I'll have a little sunbathe. Get some vitamin D, I think it is, isn't it? Sunlight. It's good for you. I've just noticed that my television aerial is swinging about. We had a lot of wind and storms and things, and it seems to have broken off, so I'll have to get up there and fix that. Some zip ties, no doubt. They don't last long in this sun though, they get brittle and snap, and then you have to do them again. But it's all part of the fabric of life, isn't it? Life throws us loads of things to deal with, for sure. My wife is downstairs, she's troll baiting, and I'm just relaxing upstairs. I've had a little fly in the Vulcan this morning. The computer, I really need to get a better graphics card because it starts to get jerky, and I've got to turn all the graphic settings right down to get it to run smooth, and then there's no features, there's no buildings, there's nothing really. So part of the fun is flying around seeing features. I like to see. I've been out of Boscombe Down, so I'm looking at Salisbury Cathedral and different places, and if you've got to turn all your, because really you want the settings turned right up so that you've got maximum buildings and things and castles and all kinds, and then it just gets so ahead. It gets so ahead so quick. So I think I'm going to have to look on Amazon and see what I can find on the graphic card front. Because to be fair, I've had that graphics card a long time. That was Ben's old gaming PC because he actually built that. Him and his mum built it years and years ago, and then Ben built a better PC for himself, and so I got the hand-me-down. So I've done quite well out of it, thinking of it like that. But I only wanted to run Flight Simulator really, and I've done quite well with the Flight Sim. I've got thousands and thousands. I started off on the Mac. This is how old it was, how long ago it was. I've got one of these Mac 27-inch screens, and it was X-Plane 10 in those days, and I downloaded X-Plane 10 onto it, and it was running on the Mac with a joystick and that, and that soon couldn't handle it anymore. And even the Mac now, I can't update Chrome. I can't update a lot of the things because my Mac is too old and it won't update anymore. So, which is a real pisser, because I thought, at least it'll be able to surf the net, because if it's not good for anything else, I edit videos on it, surf the net, but a lot of these programs just won't run because I can't update the Mac, and because I can't update the Mac, all the other programs are updating themselves and they won't run. So it's only a matter of time before the thing becomes completely useless, even though there's nothing wrong with it. It runs as perfect as the day I got it, which is a scam, I think, because if you buy something and it's nothing wrong with it, it's running, you should still be able to run it. But now they like to move on, don't they, and sell you another computer, and they're not cheap. It was about £1,000, that Mac, and I'm going back to like 2016, something like that. 15, might have been 15. So it is an old one. I've had my money's worth out of it. I'm not saying I'm dead mean and anything like that, but for what I want it for, I don't think I'm asking a lot, am I, really? I've got notifications from Chrome today, because I've got several different browsers I can use, and some of them I can't use anymore. Others I can use still, but Chrome, which is one of the ones I'm using at the moment, says no, can't use it anymore, won't show anything. So I'm like, oh, here we go. Anyway, I've got the gaming PC that can surf the net. That's the thing PCs that you're constantly having to spend more and more money, aren't you? You know, you need this, you need that, you need the other. It's like cars, you know. I gave up on cars. The last car I had was a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and it was great, but I hardly ever used it. And the immobiliser was acting up on it, and I thought, so I just sold it because Lady Faith went off to London, and she left her car here, and I thought, because we bought their car for her, and I thought, well, we'll have that, and we hardly use that. You know, we only use it to go shopping, or go into Gibraltar or something like that. Don't do a lot of miles in it for sure. It's a great little car, you know, for what it is. But those days are all gone. You know, the days when you want a big smart car to cruise about in, you know, and don't care anymore. This is what happens when you get old, isn't it? You just don't care. I remember people laughing at me when I was in my 20s. I was buying and selling cars all the time, and I bought this car, and it was like a sofa inside. You know, it was like dead comfy. It was proper old man's car, and I think that was great. And all the kids were laughing at me because they're all buying XR thingies with fins on the back and sporty wheels, and I'm just driving this old man's car, dead comfortable and laid back. They're all laughing at me. Well, I thought it was great. I can't even remember what it was called. What was it? Oh, I think it was an Austin Princess. That's right. It was an automatic Austin Princess in black, and I just thought, this is gorgeous. It's 10 power steering, you know. And I always went for vehicles that I liked rather than was the trendy thing to have. I had a Volvo Estate as well, so I used to do a lot of mechanic and had all my tools in the back of it, and it was brilliant for doing the things I needed. I even went as far as to take the automatic gearbox out and put a manual gearbox in it, which was a mistake. So I bought another car, so I got all the bits I needed and swapped it over because I thought I'd prefer a manual. And after I started changing gear and driving around in it for a while, I thought to myself, you know, I wish I'd just left the automatic box in there because it's just so much better. But being a young lad, you know, I wanted a manual, a stick shift. But you look back and you think, I made loads of mistakes in life. But that's part of the learning curve, isn't it? It's part of the fabric of life, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to try and make another video with Fiona later on. I'll try and get her to... incidentally, that other video I just put up, the Baron's Sunday lunch, that's just a flight sim video. I'm going to delete that because it's already on my flight sim channel. So I'll be deleting that when it gets to about 100 views. I've already deleted the other one. So any flight sim videos you see, please just click on them so I get the click, and then leave it. Don't even bother watching it if you're not interested. And like I say, I'll delete it when it gets to 100 because I'm constantly trying to promote my other channel, which is the Flight Sim video channel, it's got 6 subscribers so far. So just trying to get that up and running, you know. So because I do a lot of Flight Sim and I don't record everything. I do. Like, I'm going to fly to Wales in the Vulcan later on. I won't be recording that because it makes the computer go even slower. So the thing runs a lot faster and a lot nicer when I'm not recording it. So I tend to not record a lot of the flight sim stuff that I do, but I like to put the odd one on, as you know, just to annoy some people, really, who hate me. Like Dylan, my friend Dylan, who never misses a single episode. And the irony of it is, Dylan hates me because he thinks I like Alex Belfield. And I put an Alex Belfield video on years ago. Well, it wasn't that long ago, was it? Last year, something like that. And I explained to people who were his followers how to send him money when he's in prison, if you wanted to. If you're an Alex Belfield fan and you want to send him money, I said, this is how you do it. And I directed them to the HM Prison Service website where it explains exactly what you have to do. You have to open an account with the prison service and you go through all their rules, which is just a straightforward information film, isn't it? But because Alex Belfield was trending in the news at the time and he had a lot of followers, I just thought, well, if I make a video telling them how to do that, then I'll get loads of clicks, won't I? And because my channel's only a small channel, as you know, and it was even smaller then, a year ago. So I thought, oh, that'll be good. And I get a load of hits, got loads and loads of hits. But young Dylan out there, he thought I was an Alex Belfield fan. And he made some scathing videos about me. How dare you point out how he's been going into one about what Alex Belfield's been up to. I honestly didn't care what Alex Belfield was up to. I had seen him a few times. I knew he was a YouTuber, and he was a big YouTuber. And I had watched his stuff a few times, but I wasn't really an Alex Belfield fan. I wasn't really subscribed to him or anything. It was only that he got sent to prison and I was horrified, because he got 5.5 years for trolling. And you see these people wandering around London now with Palestinian flags. I mean, it's all right to demonstrate. That's why we live in a democratic society, isn't it? You've got the right to protest. But when you're screaming for the murder and death and kidnapping and torture of people, that's racial hatred. That's proper hatred, and you can go to prison for that. And I don't think these people realise that. You know, there are people in prison. My son had a YouTube channel, where he was going on about Palestine, and he got sent to prison for 4 years for anti-Semitic stuff. You know, and he's not even an anti-Semitic. Not really. I mean, I know my own son. He's not, but he was. Thing is, when you're a YouTuber, you know, you make videos and you get a load of hits about something. That's why a lot of people just tend to stick to one subject that they get loads of hits for, like Meghan Markle, for example, or Alex Belfield, whatever it was at the time. And if you think, oh, that was popular, so then you make another film about that, you make another film about that. And I think he got sucked in and groomed by these people who were pushing all this Hamas nonsense and that. I mean, that's horrendous what's going on in Israel. You know, those people really were singing and dancing. I saw them when Hamas launched all those rockets and then went and killed all those children and kidnapped people and took them back to Gaza to torture them. Those people were dancing in the street and cheering and laughing because Jews were being murdered. And I'm sorry, but that's not right. That is not right. And I've said all along, you know, there's like 22 Muslim Arab countries in the Middle East and around North Africa, and there's one Jewish state, that's Israel. And yet all the fanatics, and I'm not having a go at Muslims now, there's loads of really sound Muslims out there. I've got friends who are Muslims, right? So I'm not having a go at Muslims. It's these fanatics in any religion are bad news for everybody, because they cause all the trouble and everyone else gets the blame for it. But they want to just crush the one state that there is there. And I say, I support Israel. I think they should be there. They should be allowed to be there. There should be more than one state, actually. There should be 2 or 3, but there isn't. There's only one, right? And they've got the right to be there, I say. And there's not even any oil. There's not even any oil there. So they're not even fighting over oil, are they? And they can't just behave and live together. Why can't they all live together? All be Israeli Palestinians and go to the mosque and do the worshipping, get a job, get a house, you know, have all the benefits of being an Israeli Palestinian. And the whole place can be Israel then, can't it? And you can all benefit from it, but they won't. And it's just not. No one's got the answer to this. I certainly haven't got the answer to the problem. But it's just pure hatred involved with fanatical people, and they just spoil it for everybody else. They really do. I think there's a lot of Palestinians out there that'd be quite happy to be Israeli Palestinians. You know? I must go there one day and see, but I don't think I'll go there anytime soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.